Hey guys, Adam here. Today we're going to be repotting some plants. I'm doing a quick pot swap today. I'll be putting the one plant, the money tree, into where the dwarf fiddly fig is, and vice versa. I noticed these plants have different sized root systems. The fiddly fig doesn't seem to be actually liking that big pot, and because it has such a small root system as you can see here, I've decided I want to put it in the little guy, get that plant to hopefully grow a bit bigger root system, maybe get a bit of root bound in that smaller pot, and then that way I can repot him into a bigger pot later once he has more substantial roots. The reason I'm doing this is because, well really, he just doesn't really seem happy the last little bit. I noticed one of his leaves is starting to die, and he's trying to push up some new growth, but really, not much is happening. The money tree, on the other hand, has started to take off really in the past few weeks, and I want to give his roots more space to grow, so that's why we're doing a simple, easy pot swap. Now I'm also changing out a bit of the soil. I noticed that some of the soil in the bigger pot is actually getting pretty damp and wet, and because these pots don't drain, I really have to be careful with how much I water each, otherwise overwatering is really not going to be good for these plants. So that's the fiddly fig done. Moving on to the money tree now. I love the money tree. I love how it has the braided trunk. The one thing I'm really doing with this bigger pot is I'm taking out all that kind of wet soil that hasn't drained over the last couple months. You really want to put new, fresh, airier, lighter soil in there. I'm going to do a little bit of a mix of the two before I put the money tree back in. So I'm taking some new, putting a nice big handful in there, and then taking some of the other stuff, mixing it, and that way we're getting breathing a bit new life into that older soil. Okay, well next up, I'm just re-adding some of that older soil back into the newer soil and getting it up to the right level. I'm going to be creating a bit of a well about the same size as the root mass on the money tree, and then slowly kicking back the soil in and around it, taking a nice little tuck. Here's the overhead shot there. I'm creating a little well, bringing the soil up around the sides, and then I'll be grabbing the money tree, making sure that it's just about the right size. I want to keep the soil level once we're all done here about 2 inches from the top of the pot. That gives a nice buffer for some water and whatnot. I'm going to break up now a little bit of that root ball, just see how much roots I'm actually working with. I'm not being too rough. I just am starting to see, where are these roots? How much are they? Are those a big tap root or just small little finger roots? And really, there wasn't much root mass, which is really surprising with a plant this big. So I just kind of put it back. And I think part of that is that it was in such a small container, the roots really didn't have much room to grow at all. So I think this is going to be really nice. And I can see I'm just sort of pressing around the sides, really pushing everything around, not being too strong on the actual roots, of course. You don't want to crush them the second you take them out of the pot and put them in new soil. And then adding a bit more soil on top, pressing around, and really just doing the best I can to treat those roots as nice as possible. One last little tap, and again I'll be showing you in a second here just how much space you need right there, about 2 inches from the top. And well, there we go, bingo bango bongo. That is basically all done. Now we'll just put him next to the wall, next to a new friend. Make sure he's getting lots of light there. And I'll bring the other guy over to my table. And now I've got a new friend when I work at my table. One more thing I want to notice with this guy is taking off part of this dead leaf. And you can see here there's a little new leaf that's trying to show up. He's trying to push his way through, but I think he could use a bit more space since he's trying to grow on the same side as that other guy that's just starting to crisp up on the end there. So I think it's best if we remove a few leaves and see if we can encourage this little guy to grow. Now I'm securing the leaf with one finger and holding the rest of the tree with the other to not snap that off. And then these guys down here, I'll take one off this side and then one a little bit higher up just to give a bit more space. And well, that's that. He's just going to hang out with me as I draw a little bit And yeah, that's basically that. A nice little simple project you can do. Swap some pots, give some new life to your plants. Don't forget to water. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like these videos, I'll keep making them. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you real soon.